Hello and welcome to OJW Bricks, and today we had taken a look at the Star Trek original series USS Enterprise. This is a bit of a white whale set for me. I managed to get it off eBay for a decent price, or what I thought was a decent price anyway. Yeah, I wanted this for quite a while but never got around to buying it monetary wise and availability wise, but managed to get this for a decent price. Yeah, we'll get into the eBay buying and kind of the downsides of it as well as we get into the review, because there's a couple missing pieces and stuff which wasn't described, but we'll get into that later. As for the actual set itself, is super impressive and I'm really happy I finally got it. It's 3,098 pieces and it measures 85 centimeters and 33.5 inches from tip to tip, and 30 centimeters from the base all the way to the highest point, which is about the top of these engines, which I think is about 12 inches. So this is it compared to a standard Lego figure. So yeah, pretty big all in all, which is quite cool. Yeah, all the prints that you see or details that you see are prints. There's no stickers, which is good on one hand. On the other hand, there's a few, not all, but there's a few that are off, as you can see here. And as we go around a couple of these, like windows, I guess, they're not in line as well as what they should be. So that's a little bit disappointing. But yeah, so moving on up, or moving on to the actual body of the ship. So this is all brick built, which is nice, and the building experience is good. The bricks themselves are good quality. Snapping them together, you do have to manipulate them a tiny bit, which I've found on other Mega Bloks sets I've done in the past. They do fit together, you just have to manipulate them a little bit. But yeah, apart from that, the ship itself it's not built into the base. It's kind of, so basically this support here goes all the way down to the bottom of the base. So you can detach it. It's not clipped together or anything, but you will be left with like a kind of load of plates that stick out at the bottom if you were to try and hang it on the ceiling or something like that. Just remember that you might have to modify it quite a bit. Moving on to the engines, which I like how smooth they are. There's not, apart from the dish, there's not many bricks on show or studs on show, which is good. And both the engines light up when you tap them, which is cool. They stay on for a bit and then they go off. Yeah, like I said, these supports are just one piece, so all the way from here down, and there's a bit in there that you build. So the engines just slide on. They're not attached by any bricks or anything, so you can just slide them off like that, and that's just the engine. So they're pretty long, and the light brick at the end lights up. But yeah, they're quite good build, nice and smooth. But yeah, there's the bit here which is slightly off, as you can see. But I do like the fact there's no gaps in between these lines here, as they're printed together. That one there is meant to be like that, so that's fine. And then it just slides on like that. Sometimes this brick comes off, but we'll see if we can do it. Nope. And there we go. It just kind of rolls on like that and just slides on. So pretty simple. So moving on round. So we've got prints as we go around the edge here. These they don't seem to line up as well as they probably should. Don't know if you can see that, but they just seem a little bit off. I'll look at the dish in a second, but yeah, moving it around, we've just got stickers here. Here again, you've got some that don't line up as well as they probably should. And then moving it around, there are a couple missing pieces which we'll get into at the end, so like here and down here. But yeah, it is just, this side's the same as the other side. It's just mirrored, same prints and everything. Same thing with the engines. And then moving it around to the back of the engines, no suggestion of like light or anything coming from them, but I think that's fine. You do get a little bit of blue sticking out here, and same on the other side, but you're never really going to see it when it's up on display. And then moving it back round, yeah, it's quite an imposing build. This is the top of the dish. So again, all the lettering is prints. There's no stickers. Here is one of the missing pieces that I was on about. There was a couple inside that I had to buy to replace, but yeah, getting there at the end. Yeah, top itself. I like the fact that they've got the studs on the top. I thought it'd look a bit odd when I was first going through it, but going through the build, because obviously everything's quite smooth. But I kind of quite like it that it's not smooth off, and also there'd be so many bricks to smooth it off on the top. Yeah, it's the top, and then just the bridge at the top. But yeah, not too much going on up here, just the lettering at the bottom. It's fine. Yeah, that's nice. And then underneath, is pretty mirrored from the top, apart from the lettering and the bridge around here. Yeah, this bit's probably the most tedious or boring bit, because it's just grey plates on grey plates. But yeah, looks fine. And then you've got the dish at the front. Again, a missing piece on the end, but we'll get to that later. Oh, sorry. There's a couple prints here and here. But yeah, apart from that, not too much detail underneath, but I think that's fine. And then moving on to the actual figures themselves. So this is the bottom of the the main bit of the base with the plaque. So it just says USS Enterprise, Starship Class, San Francisco, California, and then the two figures, which you can remove. So there's Spock doing his hand gesture, and then just got a, not sure what that is, radio communications, and then got James T. Kirk over here. I think Spock looks more like Spock than James does, if my camera focuses. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks more like Spock, sorry, and then James does. And then you've just got the communicator here, and then this is just these are compared to a normal Lego figure. I'd say the Mega Blocks figures are more like miniature action figures, because you can move the arms a bit more, and there's a bit more posability compared to a standard Lego figure. And I'd say a little bit more detail as well, because of the ripples in the shirt, as you can see, in the trousers. But yeah, I'd probably compare them more to action figures than an actual Lego figure. But yeah, that's the set, that's the figures. I'm going to give my thoughts in a second, so see you in a sec. So these are my final thoughts on the set itself. If you can get it at a decent price, get it. I paid about 200 from eBay. Looking at what the original price was, because I wasn't really looking at when it first came out. I think it was 2016 it came out. About £189. I've seen some various different prices on different websites, but yeah, I was in a bit of a Lego dark days then, so wasn't too interested in brick-based stuff. So yeah, I paid about 200, I think it was, plus shipping, so it was about 207, 210, which I think is a decent price. I probably pushed to 250 on the resale market. I have seen it all the way up to like 500. I probably wouldn't have paid that much for it. If you really, really want it, it is a really good set, and you wanted the whole experience of building it new. I have seen some, at the time, reviews of when it came out, and heard about missing pieces and stuff. like I said, I had some missing pieces. That was because obviously I'm buying it secondhand off eBay. Um, According to Reddit, you can. They say you can get pieces from Mega Blocks to obviously fix that missing pieces. I tried doing that. They said they don't do it anymore because it's so long ago. So it's 2025 now. So it's about 10 years old. So be a bit wary if you are buying it as a sealed set, which is what I was a bit cautious of. Annoyingly, this seller said that they had all the pieces, um, and when I went to build it, there weren't all the pieces. There was probably about 5 or 10 pieces missing. As you saw in my view, a couple on the top of the dish. A lot of them were inside, so you could kind of um, fill them in. I've got obviously a big box of just bits of Lego, so I managed to just fill them in with that. But again, a bit annoying. But moving on to the positive things, the instruction booklet, which is massive. So yeah, this is the instruction booklet, and it's pretty similar to Funhole and Lego and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty much the same thing. Some of the other sets that are in this line are the so we've got the Klingon ship. I've seen that for about that's going for about 100-ish, and then these ones, the bridge and the teleporter. So if you can get all of them, obviously they are all resale, so the prices are all going to vary depending on who's selling and what condition and stuff like that. I do have the box as well, which I forgot to put in the actual review. So yeah, that's the box itself. So you got the cool handle, and that's the back of the box. Yeah, and then all the pictures of other sets. Annoyingly, this I think it's from TK Maxx. It's got the price tag for £60 on there when they bought it back in the day. So it must have been, I don't know if it was on sale or it was just cheaper or whatever. But yeah, so I paid £200. Personally, I think that's fine for the size of the set, the amount of pieces, the building experience and stuff is fine. So yeah, if you can get it for this price, go get it. But yeah, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next one. Have a good week or weekend or wherever you are and whenever you're watching it. Bye.